Welcome back. It's nice to welcome you. We've got another nice talking technical. And if I look at the charts, there's plenty charts telling us some nice stories. And the first one that I would like to kick off with is Karen asked us about Capitec. Now, Karen, this is a weekly chart, of course. And I mean, this was this disastrous sell-off from almost 1,500 Rand all the way down. Can you believe it, to 800 Rand in a matter of, let's say, 3 or 4 months. Since then, the stock built a nice foundation, it consolidated, and I can remember a few weeks ago, I actually drew this line in, and I said, if Capitec can break above 1,054, we'll probably see a nice relief rally to the top. Now, your question is, how far can it go? Now, if I look at this chart look at that. There's the low. There's a higher low, all the way higher lows, and above that, the momentum actually continues. The only thing that worries me here, Karen, is that we're sitting on what we call a lamp-pole formation. There you are. There's a lamp-pole formation. The advance is just a little bit too steep. So I will say that we can at least maybe reach for this level, 1,330 if the momentum continues, and then it can go to the previous high of 1,406, maybe all the way up to 1,455 Rand. Where will I get worried? I will get worried when this line, there you are. If this line turns into a resistance, I'll become a little bit nervous, and the reason being a rally from about, let's call it 900 Rand, 1,249 Rand, that's almost a 30% rally in a matter of, let's call it 6 to 7 weeks. That's a massive bounce. So I think what we can see is that it is actually just too steep, and we can maybe just see that it pulls back. But at the moment, hold on to your stocks and maybe use that as your guideline. And then maybe you're lucky. Well, let's look at Jubilee. Jubilee. This is one of those platinum miners that for many years actually kept a friend of mine busy. He was so despondent about the stock. He said, whoa, what's going to happen here? And I actually used this chart for him. And Marguerite, just have a look here. When Jubilee worked on this beautiful consolidation for many years, the big level to break was this 88 cents level. Then it rallied all the way up, and now it's around 145. It pulled back. And I'm seeing a kind of a double top formation here. So a double top formation is always a warning formation. But where will it come into play? That's the big question. The moment that it breaks below R1.15, that's the place where Jubilee will come into play. Before that, the momentum is up. In actual fact, if it breaks above 146, I will say that this consolidation after this beautiful rally can trigger another rally to the top. It can take it all the way up to 180. But unfortunately, below 115, it can go back to this old support that is now, in the beginning it was a resistance, now it's a support. It can maybe pull back all the way down to 89 cents. Remember, Jubilee had a beautiful rally, but there's nothing wrong with the company. In actual fact, their recent results are telling us that they're making good money. Well, let's have a look at StandBank. And Kobus asked about StandBank. And he say he's tired of waiting for the company to start to move. Now, if you look at this, look at that. There was the high of it around 220 Rand. It's now at 109 Rand. And it's almost consolidating for a few months. Now, you must remember, Kobus, that a stock can maybe consolidate for much longer than you anticipate. So that happened to Jubilee. With Jubilee, that was exactly the case. What happened with Jubilee for years, it could not break 65, 70 cents. When it broke it, it really rallied. So the same thing with this. I think if you've got the stock, this is the golden line. That line tells us that we need to get above this resistance. And this resistance sits at 121 Rand and 17 cents. If that line can turn into a support, we can see a move up. And why do I say that? On this weekly line chart, there you've got a beautiful ascending channel. Now, an ascending channel is a channel that's identified by higher lows all the way. There you can see the higher lows. When it breaks this line, it will probably take the stock at least to this level of about 147. Where do I get that? It's just a projection of this triangle all the way up to the top. So if you buy it, then only buy it above that. But if you've got the stock, you need to hold on, because this support line here, already it's telling us that there is a little bit support, but only above let's call it 122, we know that it can move. So if you want to buy it above 122, make use of a stop loss of 105.10, and then hopefully we can see a rally all the way up to 147.10 in time to come if this line turns into a support. Let's have a look at PPC. Now everybody is on with the infrastructure spend with Mr. Ramaphosa that say that they're going to spend millions in infrastructure. But if I look at this chart tells me that's PPC. And Knowles, the momentum is still clearly to the downside. I mean, the stock was 9 Rand in 2018. It's now 45 cents. And almost every week it's making a new low. Now that tells you that there's plenty sellers around. So I will just wait for it, and I will use this line. I will only draw this. I'll draw this line in, and I will look at this company when this line, and there you are, when 69 cents can turn into a support. Only above 69 cents, this chart will look attractive to me. Before then, I think you just need to sit on your hands and don't buy it. And if you do buy it above 69, your current stop loss will be 44 cents. But I mean, if this line turns into a support, this share's got plenty potential to the upside. But at the moment, it looks like it's struggling. Let's have a look at its counterpart, Sephaku, also in the same sort of field. Now, this is a different story. Now, if I look at Sephaku, Casper, there you are. It went all the way down to 23 cents. Now it's 42 cents. But the difference is, look at this chart. This chart tells you a low, a higher low, and it's on the brink of breaking above this line. Now, this chart tells me that the people that wants to buy from Sephaku believes that the infrastructure spend will maybe benefit Sephaku and not PPC. Because what do we see here? We see some base here, we see higher lows, and if I buy it above, let's say 44 cents, 43 cents, this exact level is 43 cents, I'll make use of a stop loss of 33, and the same thing with Sephaku. There's plenty potential to the upside. If this stock can really get going, it can move fast, and it can show us that it can maybe reach, let's call it some levels, and we will not believe it, 67, 81 cents, 95 cents, and even a rand in time to come. This is almost a duplicate of a chart, Jubilee, of many years ago, that everybody just lost complete confidence in the stock and believed that it could never go higher. Let's have a look at Kumba. Because Kumba is one of those favorite companies, and they tell us that they want to go higher. Now, if you look at Kumba, and they liking the ore price, but for me, this is the important thing. There you are. This is the important thing. If Kumba breaks this line, and that will be at 504 Rand and 50 cents, only then I know that Kumba wants to go higher. Why? Because what do I see here? I see a beautiful falling wedge. Now, a falling wedge usually is symptomatic of a share that wants to go higher. Some people will actually call this also what we call a flag formation. Now, if it can break above this line, we can maybe see it back to about 532 Rand and even maybe as high as 548. Just keep in mind that this company had a massive rally. This rally that we've seen here was a lamp-hole formation, but it's consolidating now. So everybody will remain positive about the company. For me, when will I get really nervous about it? Apart from if it breaks this line at 477.36, I will get nervous about Kumba when this line breaks. And that will tell me that it's maybe time to lock in profits if I've got the stock. And the reason why I'm saying that, if it breaks this line and this line sits at 447.11, then we know that there was the high, there's a lower high, and then we see a lower low. And that will automatically mean that it is negative. Let's have a look at Multichoice. They attracted an international investment the other day, and everybody is just happy for them, and they doing well. And let's have a look at Multichoice here. Look at this massive lamp pole formation. I mean, the stock went from 85 Rand to 136 in a straight line in a matter of 6 to 7 weeks. Now, this is a clear warning to me. Although the company is doing well and everybody is happy, I'm nervous about this. And remember, this is a weekly chart. After such a steep rally, and it was Sarel that asked about it. Sarel, if this stock breaks below 133.52, you can easily see that this lamp pole formation turns into a waterfall formation. Now, a waterfall formation is always symptomatic for a share that rallied far too quickly. And this is what can happen. It can turn around and it can drop easily way to that level. I'm going to find it there of 117.43, and even it can go as low as 108.95, and I will only turn bullish again on the stock if it can break above 140.65. Of course, then blue skies on in again and it can go higher, but I'm just a little bit nervous. I see that the stock rallied a lot, and remember, it is in that space of information, entertainment, like the Disneys of the world. If something must turn ugly here, it can easily turn around, and I believe this rally is just maybe just too good for the moment. It needs to consolidate a bit, maybe a nice pullback, and then we can look at it again. But for the moment, massive rally, just worry below this line. Well, you can visit our website, www.fransdeclerc.com, for more technical info on charts.